So, you, Rene, my German friend, you're one of the most interesting coaching clients that I've ever had, I'd have to say. Your 12 weeks of coaching with me, you did so much like crazy, weird shit. And it was this weird, wild ride. And I want us to talk about some of the weird shit that happened. You met a girl who cold approached other girls. You had a threesome in like your second week. You had a girl write a love song for you or a love letter. Write a love letter to you, and another girl sang a song. I don't know if that was the same girl. We'll talk
Not
about
the
that.
same,
But
the same one.
okay. And you had, when you first came to the group, you'd only had sex with like two girls in your entire life. Is that right? Like two?
Yeah, yeah.
And then in your second week of coaching, man, you're like, hey, so I just had a threesome. And the rest of us are just like, what the fuck is this guy on about? And then at the end of the 12 weeks, you had sex with like, what, like 10 girls in total in the 12 weeks?
12 in the 12 weeks. So then.
Okay. Even better than. And you at the start, when you joined, you were one of those guys that joins up and you're like, I'm not attractive. I don't. And everyone watching is going to be like, what's this guy talking about? He's super attractive. But you're like, I'm not attractive. I don't know if I deserve women. I don't know if I deserve like to do kinky sex and BDSM. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Just try. And as soon as you tried, like, man, shit went crazy. So I guess my first question is, from your point of view, how does someone go from like, I've only had sex with two people to like, okay, in 2 weeks, I've had a threesome? Like, walk me through that shit. How do you go from inexperienced to like, hey, I've had a threesome?
Well, it's quite an interesting process. Number one, you think you can't get laid, and you search the entire internet for a solution for, I don't know, years. And then you have the luck to stumble upon something that works, and then you try, and it actually does. And your mind gets kind of blown. So the thing I did was pretty much just get started on Tinder, because I was so, I mean, I had this thought again of like, oh, I have to have the perfect profile before I start, because otherwise, what's the point? I'm just wasting my time. And yeah, I mean, all of you in the group just said, dude, no, like don't fucking wait, just start, see what happens. And yeah, some crazy shit happened.
People do wait, dude. People wait so long. They'll come up with all these reasons like, my photos aren't perfect, I'm not attractive enough, I have to grow my beard, I have to lose weight, I have to gain muscle, I have to take better pictures, and all of this kind of stuff. And I do remember that conversation where we said to you, dude, just start right now. Your pictures aren't perfect, that's fine, you can just take more pictures, but make a fucking account. I think I said to you, just make a Tinder account, and then you can say you've done step one, and then from there we can take better pictures. But you kind of skipped over the answer. How do you then go from, okay, I've just set up a Tinder account, to like, hey, I've had a threesome? How does someone with like what I would assume, and I knew you at the time, not a lot of confidence, not a lot of like self-belief, how did you go from that to like, hey, I'm having a threesome?
It was so weird, because things changed so quickly that I didn't really have the time to adjust. Like my thinking, my worldview, my view of myself, because it just happened instantly. Like when I installed Tinder, I think like the same day, like the same evening, just a few hours after installing it, I had a girl coming over, and then the next day a different one, and it just went on like this. And yeah, it was pretty fucking crazy. And I mean, I just followed the guide. Like, I mean, it's really, everything you need to do is just laid out there. I mean, sure, you can adapt it a little bit, improvise here and there and stuff like that, but like the general outline is pretty fucking simple. You just match with some of them, you message them, tell them what you want, tell them you want to meet him, and yeah, then a few of them show up, and that's that. It's really not, it's not rocket science, but it's hard to not see it that way when you're a beginner yourself.
Because the thing is, like, when you haven't gotten laid much at all, you have all these beliefs in your head of, and it's sort of self-reinforcing. You say, the fact that I haven't gotten laid must be proof that I'm not capable of getting laid. And I say this all the time. It's like if you had never entered a marathon, like you've never entered a marathon, and you say, I can't run a marathon. And I say to you, how come? And you say, well, because I've never been in one. And I say, like, but you've never tried. And a lot of the time, as soon as you actually try to get laid, literally on, you're Your results aren't super common. I'll make that fucking clear. Most people don't install Tinder and have a threesome within a week or two. But for a lot of guys, as soon as they actually start trying, within 2 weeks, they're getting their first lay. Within a week, they're getting their first lay. Or if you have a little bit of work to do, fine, within a month. It's a lot less than we sort of think. We think, because we go our whole lives, a lot of us go our whole lives, especially the guys who are virgins in their 30s, and they think, well, I'm incapable of getting women. I mean, there's some of the guys in the group coaching, some of the guys that you met, you actually saw a couple of the guys. And since you've left, a couple of other guys who are virgins in the group have gotten laid as well. So, but the point is, you see them, or they see themselves as like unlovable or unfuckable or not worthy of all this shit. And the only evidence they have of that is the fact they haven't tried. And half the time, as soon as you try, you get the fucking results. Like you said, it's not rocket science. It's just follow what everybody else has done or what the guys before you have done. But really, it's just fucking try. And I was going to ask you the question of how can others do it too? Like do what you've done, have a threesome. I'm assuming you're just going to say just fucking try.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're going to say buy my threesome guide.
Hey, I wasn't going to say that, but sure, that would definitely help. But I think like distilling it even before, sure, the threesome guide definitely helps. Go to my website, buy my threesome guide. But short of that, it really is just fucking try. Just ask every girl.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's basically just playing the numbers game, as is almost everything in life. Like it's so ridiculously applicable to every area of life. So it's just, I mean, it isn't really rocket science. If you meet lots of girls and you ask every one of them if she's also interested in girls and maybe up for a threesome, like sooner or later, 2 of them are going to say yes.
Yep.
Like if you just repeat this experiment enough times, you will have a threesome. So just try, just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically like the first quarter of my threesome guide is literally just saying, just try. Just ask every girl you meet, would you ever fool around with another girl, or have you ever fooled around with another girl, or have you thought about it? Ask that to every girl, and eventually you'll get 2 that say, oh, I want to try that. And you say, cool, both of you come over and we'll have some beer. Done. Like, that's it. That's your fucking threesome. It really isn't rocket science. And that's kind of the beauty or the magic of the world. You're allowed to have anything you want as long as you just ask for it and play the numbers game. Like, anything you fucking want, you can have. You do have to ask for it. And most people don't do that first step of asking, and then they go, I can't have this. It's impossible. And you're like, bro, you haven't even tried. Just try. Everyone fucking listening, go just try and have a threesome. That's it. Just try. Just try for a month, try for 2 months. You'll have one. You have to actually try, but you'll have one. It's not that fucking hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really, it's crazy when you do have one, because it's like, I mean, it's cliche, but it's so widespread that it's like the ultimate fantasy of dudes. Mm-hmm. Like every dude who's into women wants 2 of them. Like that's just how it is. Pretty much every dude wants that, like at least at some point in his life. And you can just have that. It's not this magical giant thing that you have to be super lucky to stumble into or shit like that, or that you have to be super maxed out and a crazy dude or famous dude or celebrity or something. Like, no, you can just make it happen even without all of this shit. It's really not required. If you can get laid at all, you can pretty much have a threesome. Like if you meet this initial barrier of being able to meet women, then you can meet 2 of them at once. Like no problem there.
And even if you don't meet that initial like threshold of being able to meet one woman, it's like just improve yourself until you can.
Yeah.
Like anything is attainable. Why do you think my motto on my website is, if I can do it, you sure as hell can too? It's like, you don't have to be special. You don't have to do anything special. Just fucking try. And I think what you said before is really sort of important. Most guys will go their whole life thinking, I can't have a threesome. I can't quit my job and start my own business and have like passive income or, you know, income that I want to have. I can't have the friends that I want to have. I can't give up my addictions. My body can't look the way I want it to. My relationships can't look the way they want to. I can't have the wife and kids that I want, or open relationships, whatever it is you want. Most people think I can't have that shit. And again, the only evidence they have for saying they can't have it is they haven't tried. And they just assume it's this big impossible thing. Like a threesome is some impossible thing that we all dream about. And it's like, you could just have a threesome 2 weeks from now. Everybody listening could have a threesome 2 weeks, maybe a month from now. That's insane. You could all quit your jobs and run your own business 6 months from now. You could all be making enough to pay the bills 6 months from now. Maybe a year if you're slow. I was pretty slow. About a year and a half for me. I was really slow. That's not that much time. So, and you almost had a fucking foursome with 3 girls.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, didn't end up happening. So yeah.
And even that is just the same formula. It's like, ask 3 girls, do you want to fool around with each other? Or have you ever thought about fooling around with another girl? 3 of them say yes. And you say, okay, cool. Come over. That's it. Like, you don't have to do anything other than that. Just you're the facilitator. You're the one that facilitates it and says, hey, come over. And they all go, sure, great. That sounds fun. That's it. Like, you don't have to be this alpha stud male fucking confident guy. No, just, I'm sure you weren't confident. I know you weren't confident.
Good at faking it.
You were not confident at the start when you had your first threesome. You were the opposite of confident. You were like, I don't deserve this. I can't be good at BDSM. Girls won't like me. I can't get laid. All that kind of shit. And none of that matters.
Yeah, it really, it's crazy how much room for improvement everyone has, and how this concept isn't really like, I mean, sure, most people know like the classic ones, like, yeah, I could make more money, I could like get in better shape, but like there's so much more you can improve about yourself. There's so much more like internal work you can do. There's so much that you can do to work on what you think, what you believe. It's so crazy that most people just never do that. And that's also something that I thought about when you said that, like when you talked about the threesomes and how most people never try with basically anything they want, is not only have they never tried it, so they don't know what response the world's going to give to them trying, they also, most people don't know anyone that has tried it. So they don't even have any frame of reference. They just think that, that's something that, I don't know if the others want it, they don't talk about it because people don't talk about what they think they can't achieve. So it's kind of, they don't even know that that's a possibility to go for it, because I've never seen anyone do it.
Yeah. One of the emails, like a type of email that I get reasonably often, is someone saying, oh my God, I accidentally found your website, or someone sent me your website. I had no idea any of this was possible. I almost don't believe you. Like, I think this whole website is fake, but you literally have pictures and videos of you having sex with women and shit. So maybe it's not fake, but I don't know what to think. Like, I've never seen anything like this. And I think for us, like for guys in this circle, like I read that email and I'm like, why would this not be possible? What the fuck are you talking? I just had sex. Like, it was just sex. Yeah, it was like good sex and the girls were hot and we took some pictures, but it was just sex. But I can see how from their point of view, they likely haven't, as you said, seen anyone who's done this shit. And so they see us doing it and they go, what the fuck? You had a threesome? And you're like, yeah. Oh, I guess that is a cool thing. Yeah, I did have a threesome. And in their mind, they're like, you had a threesome, but like, you're not a celebrity. You're not a porn star. Like, you're not a male model. How did you do that? And you're just like, I don't know. I just asked. And they're like, whoa. I've had discussions about that shit when I say to people, they say, what do you do? I say, oh, I'm like a sex and dating coach. And they say, oh, like for a company? Or no, I run my own business. And they're like, oh, wow, like, how do you do that? And you're like, I just did it. What do you mean? You just do it. You just quit your job and do it. And I think, if you don't have friends or anyone you know that's doing this shit, it does seem like some impossible pipe dream. I think that's one of the beauties of the internet, is guys like you, guys like me. I stumbled upon Good Looking Loser. That website changed my fucking life. We stumble upon shit on the internet and we go, oh my God, look, here's a forum of people doing the same thing. I've found my community. I can do this. I think before the internet, you were just lost out in the wilderness and maybe you improved this shit. I think eventually you would. I think I would have too, but like, fuck, man, it would have happened 10 times slower.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really remember what it felt like when I first stumbled upon GLL as well. And I was like, oh my God, like I found the magic key.
Yeah.
Everything makes sense now. This could actually work. And that's so crazy. And that's also kind of what I want to tell the guys watching this right now. I wanted to put it at the end, but it fits here, so I'm just going to say it. Like, you found what you're looking for. Like, relax. You can, like, this works. It will work for you, no matter what excuse you have, if you just put in the work. And it's really, Like you can relax now. You've found what you're looking for. Like it's really, it is that simple. If you are lucky enough to watch this, if you are lucky enough to stumble upon this corner of the internet with like kill you in a loser, good looking loser, that kind of, circuits, like you're so fucking lucky, because most guys never do. Most guys just never have the luck to maybe click on the right thumbnail that gets the right video recommendations, or like whatever ways you stumbled upon this. Like most guys will never be lucky enough to do that. Most guys will never have access to this information. So consider yourself fucking lucky.
Yeah, man, I like that. I do feel an immense sense of gratitude towards Good Looking Loser. And for me, it was also Caleb Jones, The Rational Male helped, Mark Manson, people like that. I feel a lot of gratitude that I found them. And I was seeking it, but yes, it's like I could have found it 2 years later than I did. And man, that would have been 2 years that I would have just wasted. So I'm really fucking grateful. Let's talk about some of the crazy shit, all right? Let's talk about, I tell you what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this girl that you either were seeing or you're currently seeing. You'll have to tell me the story, that started cold approaching other girls on the street, hitting on other girls. Tell me about that shit. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, so that was a girl in the first city I lived in during the 12 months. Yep. I switched every month, so it's been 3 cities. And she actually was one of the girls involved in the threesome we talked about. And she had never had any experience with women before. I mean, apart from like making out with one at a party, like drunk or something like that, which is pretty common. And she was super curious. Like she thought that she was also into women, but she never really had this confirmation because she's never tried it. Because there was never really a great opportunity.
And on that note, can I jump in super quickly? This is why we say ask every girl, have you ever thought about fooling around with another girl, rather than saying, are you bisexual? Because a lot of girls will say, oh, I'm not really bisexual. But if you say, have you ever thought about fooling around with another girl? I'm going to say 50% of girls will say yes. And then you get to be the guy that introduces her and lets her explore that shit. So yeah, I love that point. Keep going.
Yeah. And the other girl involved was also super curious about women, also never been with one before. And it's really crazy how thankful they are if you give them this opportunity to explore each other. Because
girls will love you. Girls love you for letting them have a threesome. Like on the podcast I did with the 2 girls where we had the foursome recently, it's on my channel, just search for foursome. 2 of them, they both said, thank you for this opportunity, for letting us have a threesome or a foursome. Because when else are they going to do that? So if anything, you're doing God's work by having threesomes. You are literally like a saint.
Yeah, I mean, it's really obvious if you put yourself in their situation, because I mean, what other option do they have? Do it like one-on-one, meet one girl and then like explore each other without anyone else there? Like, sure, plenty of people do that. But doing it the first time can be pretty scary, especially for women, because it's pretty much how nervous everyone was before they did anything for the first time. So a lot of them are quite grateful if they have this kind of third person there guiding stuff, especially if you've seen both of the girls like individually before. And then you can bring them together. You know what both of them like, so you can tell the other girl like, "Hey, do this. She likes that," and stuff like that. So it's really, it's just easier for them. Like it's the hurdle of it is a lot less. But still, one of the girls was super nervous before, and it was crazy to see how afterwards she was so thankful. And she even like sent me a message saying like, "Oh, I can't stop smiling, and now every time I see a pretty girl in public, like I'm really like excited and giggly and stuff like that." So yeah, she really discovered something there, and it's so, I don't know, it's so rewarding when you do that, because this feeling of getting to open doors for other people is really rewarding, and they are really thankful for that. And I'm sure that's that's also how you see coaching pretty much, or like a part of it.
I mean, yeah, and let's come back to the coaching talk in a bit, because you coached a couple of people during your 12 weeks of coaching. You actually helped another guy lose his virginity. We'll come back to that. But I do, like I said, want to find out about this story. I want to know more about this cold approaching chick.
Oh, yeah.
So is this the same girl, the girl who was really nervous, decided to cold approach other girls?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was really, really proud when she told me that. Like at some point, that was after I left the city. So we just kept like sporadic contact, because I left the city like a few days after we had the threesome. So there wasn't really much time. And it was really crazy, because she said that she was like really, really positively surprised by her first encounter, like by her first time with a woman. And so she wanted more of that, obviously. And she didn't really know how, or like where to find them, what to do. And then she just saw all these pretty women in public that she really wanted to talk to and really wanted to get to know. So at some point, she just decided to go and talk to one of them. And it started out just as like giving compliments, saying, "Hey, you got like really nice hair." And then both of them are like really, "Oh, thank you," and really positive. And then that's that. And we're separate and they never meet each other again. But I pretty much gave her the homework of asking for phone numbers. And she said she was so terrified of that. But then a few weeks later, she messaged me again saying, "Oh yeah, I saw this really pretty girl in a bar, and I wanted to talk to her." And then she said she had to get drunk to work up the courage. But then she did. She walked up to her and she said like, "Oh, you're really pretty," and like exchanged a few words. And then she asked for her Instagram. So not quite a phone number, but most of the way there. Sure. And I remember she told me that when she looked at her Instagram, she then discovered that the girl had like over 100,000 followers or something like that. Like she was like a legit model or something. that was quite a surprise. But yeah, I mean that's pretty fucking cool. And I thought like, I mean, for me, being in this kind of scene, like I've heard a lot about dudes hitting on women in the streets, like talking to them, stuff like that. But a woman doing it,
that's really rare. That's crazy.
That's super fucking cool. I mean, that's more courageous than like, I don't know, 95% of guys will ever be. And it's so, I don't know, I'm really happy. It's such a crazy story, but it's great. And I'm really, I told her that if she just keeps doing that, in a few weeks or months, she will not really be nervous anymore doing it. Like she can just do it casually when she's going on about a day. And yeah.
I love when we get women to do the stuff that we do. So, you know, in my threesome guide, you've read the threesome guide. At the end of it, the last like 25% of the threesome guide is about how your woman can get other women. And we wrote the book, Emmy wrote that part of the guide for women. Like it speaks directly to women. So you can just hand that to women. And the women that we've gotten to do this, and even Emmy herself, when you get a woman to go and find other women for you, all of a sudden they realize what it's like to be a man, because they have to like make the move. They have to be okay with getting rejected, because girls don't really get rejected, not by guys. They might have one guy ignore her, but that's not the same as like 9 out of 10 women ignoring you, which is what the reality is like on Tinder as a guy. And so there's this really nice moment where they go like, "I'm so terrified." And you go, "It's okay. Like, every man feels that. Like, you can get through this." And you kind of coach them through it. And they have, and you can tell me if your girl had this moment of realization where they go, "Is this what men go through?" And you're like, "Yes." And then they go, "Oh my fucking God, I'm so grateful for men." Did your girl have that moment where she's like, "Is this what guys have to go through when they hit on girls?"
Yeah, I remember when she told me that she changed her Tinder, so it's showing her woman. And so it's really like when she said, "Oh, most of them don't reply, and then they match, but they don't want to meet," like stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that's how women on Tinder are. That's just how the game works. Like it's you will never meet most of them. Like that's how it is. And she, I think it was really a really eye-opening experience, because seeing it from a different perspective is always mind blowing, especially if it's that different.
Yeah.
And in the I think it's just pretty funny.
Especially when like most women are never going to have that perspective. Now, I personally feel like, I won't say responsibility because that's a loaded term, but I personally have made it my responsibility. I don't think it's the responsibility of every guy, but I've made it my responsibility to, as many girls as I possibly can that I date, explain to them like what it's like to be a man. And not in the way of like, oh man, it sucks to be a man. We have to, no, like none of that shit, but explain life from the male point of view. So the male point of view compared to the female point of view is when you're born as a male, you have no fucking value. You aren't shit. You literally don't fucking matter until you decide to make yourself matter. And so you have to go out and have an impact on the world. You have to get yourself noticed. You have to invent something or become something or do something or be worthy or earn respect. It's the complete opposite for female, where it's like they get respect by default. They're valuable by default. And that's the way the two genders work. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. But explaining this to women and showing them examples and all of this, I really fucking love that, because you find that they are then infinitely more empathetic. They become more well-rounded, happy, loving people. And they sort of realize, oh, men are doing a lot for me that I never realized. Like all the times they open doors for me and shit. I guess I just kind of thought that everybody gets doors open for them. And it's like, yes, but not really. That's like mostly women. And so when you explain that stuff to them, I find they just become a whole lot more gracious and grateful and just like loving in general. It's a really nice teaching sort of moment. And then they can obviously tell you what it's like to be a woman. That's why I encourage guys to ask questions to women, especially after sex, like when you're laying in bed. Ask women, like, what is it like being a woman? What are you insecure about? What are you happy about? What would you change about being a woman? Have you ever wanted to be a man? Like those kind of questions. You get some great fucking answers.
Yeah, that's so fucking interesting. That's almost what I love most about it. Like, I mean, sex is fun, but sometimes it feels like sex is just foreplay for like having a real ass conversation afterwards. And it's really crazy how lots of people are so willing to fully open up to you. If they are like relaxed and they know that, you know, you've probably heard it before, you're not going to judge them for anything. And it goes with so many topics that they feel comfortable talking about it, want to talk about, because they don't really get an opportunity to talk about that like in other settings with other people. And it's really, those questions you ask are definitely great. Another one that I love to ask is, what is something that you wish every man knew about women? So it's kind of like what would make interacting with each other like easier?
What answers do you get?
Like that. What
answers do you get to that question?
Actually, a lot of them say that. I mean, the last girl I asked that, she said that guys could be more like aware of how like the hormones and like the period cycle and that entire thing, like how much of an impact it actually can have, and that it's not like, oh, she's using it as an excuse to be a bitch or something like that. Like, no, that's not actually what occurs there. I mean, sure, some do it, obviously, but that's really not the case, like in most of the times. And you really sometimes you really learn something interesting because you always get a new perspective. It's so. I mean, it's just enriching for both sides if you exchange if you go just be honest with each other and learn something new. That's always a great thing.
Deeply honest and open. That is my favorite moment. We're talking about straight after sex, when you're kind of laying there, you're catching your breath, you know, you give her a cuddle. That moment, like, girls are just ridiculously honest. And you are too, because you've just fucked each other's brains out. There's no judgment. It's like, I've just been inside you. I've literally just fucked you. Like, how am I going to judge you? And so you're sort of like, it's easier to bear your soul out to the other person. I love these kind of questions. Let's talk about one of the girls that I don't know if you're currently seeing her or if it's an old one. It all gets messy in my brain, dude. This pimp over here has had sex with too many girls. Either one of the girls you're seeing or have seen, she watched the threesome course that I did, and she wants to have threesomes with you. Is that a girl you're currently seeing?
No, unfortunately, I moved cities since then.
Okay.
That always kind of fucks up my plan. I mean, in the
Who's
first
the
city, I
girl?
had this threesome really
Who's the
quickly, but then every time I found girls that are for it, like it was time to leave the city, so it was kind of frustrating. But yeah, what did you want to ask?
I was gonna say, who was the girl that you were gonna bring to the live training thing we did? Is
Oh
that a
yeah,
girl from the old city?
yeah, that was a girl
Okay.
from the last city.
Okay.
I've met her a couple of times. Like we had an awesome connection, and she like some of the girls I taught like pretty much all of the girls I told that I have like a coach. I told them about you. I told them about the other guys in the group and stuff like that. And like almost all of them thought it was really cool. Like
Yeah.
they weren't really judgmental or anything like that.
Mate, that's one of the biggest worries that people have is like if girls find out that I have a dating coach or a sex coach, or if girls find out that I'm into self-improvement, they'll think like I'm a loser. And it's like the exact opposite happens. They respect that you're working on yourself. Like, why would anyone ever think you're a loser because you're trying to improve yourself and become literally better? It benefits them. If you're literally trying to get better, they win. They get to be with a guy that's improving. But I think it's one of the biggest fears that people have is like, man, girls will find out that what I'm doing, or they'll find out about what I'm doing and they'll think it's creepy. It's like, why would they think it's creepy? Do you think it's creepy if she has a fucking dating coach? No.
Yeah, that's really the thing. Like, I mean, sure, if you follow some of the darker sides of the red pill and pickup stuff, like yeah, obviously there's going to be some things there that are
sure,
that
but
might get some judgment, but like that's really
that's
not
more combative.
Not an issue.
That stuff's more combative, like treating women as the enemy and like you got to play games and pass her shit tests and use pickup lines and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't even think it's that they see it as creepy. They just see it as like, oh, this guy's trying to beat me. It's like a combat. And so, yeah, there's always going to be a negative reaction to that.
That's also what what really fascinated me about your philosophies when I first stumbled across them, because it was so positive, so grounded in like honesty and like bringing value to each other, just being open, being vulnerable, stuff like that. And it's like, oh, I guess you don't have to be a dick to like get laid a lot. Like obviously you don't. I mean, obviously to me now, but before you realize that, it's quite profound actually.
You know what? And maybe we'll segue to coaching in a second, like the coaching you've done for other people. But one of the most rewarding things in coaching is that moment, right? I have it with maybe every, like, I don't know, fifth client where, especially my one-on-one clients, they'll have this moment where they're like, do you mean I don't have to be a dick to women in order to get laid? And I'll be like, who the fuck told you had to be a dick? And they're like, oh, but I thought I had to be like a douchebag. And like, are you telling me I could just be honest? And I'm like, where the fuck did you get it from that you have to be a dickhead? Yes, just be nice. Like, why don't you just be your normal self? However you are with your friends, be like that with the girl. Obviously more sexual, but just be the same. And it's this like, their mind just goes like, and they realize like, oh my God, I don't have to play games. I was honest with this girl, and then we had sex, and then I was honest with her afterwards, and then we're going to see each other again, and we've fucked each other 5 times now, and she's sticking around, and I was completely honest, and at no point did she think that I was a beta male or some shit, and you're like, yeah, why didn't you just do this from the start? But I think we get told this lie of like, you have to be a douchebag to get women, or you have to like defend yourself, like put up this wall. You can't ever just be authentic. You can't ever be yourself. You have to pretend to be like an alpha male or pretend to be a charming James Bond. And it's like, why? That shit's too much work. That is the biggest reason why I'm honest. It's because it's too much effort to lie. It's not that I'm a great, wonderful person who's honest. I just can't be bothered lying. I decided really early on, if I have to lie to get women, I'd rather be a fucking incel for the rest of my life. Like, fuck that. Why would I want to play games? Like, women aren't that, as wonderful as women are, I didn't think that sex or anyone else was important enough to me that I had to like lie and play games. I was like, no, I'll just go live in the woods by myself and be like a loner. I'd rather that. The same as if I had to lie to have friends, I'd say like, fuck that. Like, who would lie to have friends? You just go, I don't want to lie. I'll have no friends. But we make this leap with women where we go, oh, it's okay for me to lie because I'm getting pussy. And it's like, why, man? That's like, you don't have to do that. You're just putting an extra step in there. The extra step of having to lie and remember what you lied about and keep up the lie. It's effort.
Yeah. And also, like just this lifestyle in general of having lots of women, that you can just do that, be honest to everyone, Like the girls know about each other, and they are completely cool with that. I mean, that's also really mind blowing once you experience that. Is how many girls are just completely fine with you seeing, I don't know, 5 other girls, and her just once a week. Like that's so. Like not every girl secretly wants to lock you down in a relationship and extract your resources and like shit like that. Like that's not how that works. That's you can just keep it casual, let them know about each other. Like you don't have to keep any secrets. You don't have to lead anyone on. You don't have to pretend that you're interested in something serious or anything like that. It's just all bullshit. Like we want to have fun. They want to have fun. Like you don't have to create any problems by not being upfront about what you're looking for. You can just tell them, hey, I'm looking for this. You want that? And they're going to say like, hey, yeah, let's do it. That's really, it's so fucking simple.
Yeah, it's one of the big questions in like the dating spheres or like pickup artist spheres is how do I handle the talk? Like, how do I handle when she goes like, what are we? Like, where is this going? Or I found out that are you sleeping with other women? Like, there's so many questions and there's so much advice out there on how to handle that. And every time I read that, I'm like, why the fuck did you ever get to that point? Like, how did you ever get to a point where she goes, are you sleeping with other women? I demand to know. It's like, why didn't you just tell her either on Tinder or over text or fine, maybe on the first or the second date? Like, why didn't you just tell her immediately? And if she doesn't like it, hey, I'm looking for like a monogamy. Okay, like great. I hope you find monogamy. I hope you find a really nice fucking guy and you have a great life. Like, go away and I'll find the girl that wants what I'm like. How did you ever get to the point where she blows up and you have this fight and you have this drama and you have to either keep lying or she leaves and maybe she'll come back in a week and like, what the fuck? That's like some childish shit. It's like you could have just been up front from the start. And I think if there's one thing I can get across to people, it's like I'd like to give a lot of guys permission to be up front and not worry about what might happen or what if she yells at me? What? She yells at you for being honest from the very start. Whoever yells at someone for being honest from the very beginning? No, you say, I appreciate your honesty. I'm not looking for that. Thank you for being honest and not wasting my time. If a girl tells you on Tinder immediately, hey, by the way, I'm looking for marriage, you don't feel angry at her. You go, hey, that's really cool. I really appreciate you telling me. You've just saved us both a bunch of time. Great. I hope you find marriage. Like, fucking great. But with guys, we tend to, or it's very easy to worry. Like, she'll think that I'm bad if I tell her up front. She'll think I'm using women. She'll tell me that I'm a pervert. It's like, no, she'll tell you that you're honest and she appreciates that.
Yeah. This entire notion of using women for sex is based on the complete misunderstanding that they get nothing out of it.
I know. It's such a like, it's like they don't understand that there's a value exchange. Like, or they see it as a zero-sum game where one person has to win and one person has to lose. So many people see sex and dating and relationships as that. Not just men, like women do that as well. Both genders do that. And it's like, can't you both just win? Like, if you have sex with someone who wants to have sex with you, don't you both get something? It's like when I go to the grocery store and I hand the person $5 and I get a pizza or something. I didn't take the pizza from them. They didn't steal my money and exploit me. It's like I handed you money, which you wanted. You handed me a pizza, which I wanted. Hey, we both win. Isn't that beautiful? It's like the same people that hate on capitalism and say capitalism is evil. And it's like two people just won. I just handed them money, which they wanted. They gave me a product or a service I wanted. Sex is exactly the same if you're honest and upfront. It's like we're going to have a good sexual experience together and we get to have some conversation and some cuddles and like whatever else we're doing. We both win. But when you look at it through this lens of like men only want sex and women just want relationships, it's going to be a combat sport. Like you're going to fight each other. You're both going to, because in your mind, there's going to be a winner and a loser and you don't want to be the loser. So you're going to try and use and manipulate and lie and trick. And that's why honesty cuts through all of that, because you're basically saying to every single person that you date or sleep with, would you like to do what I would like to do? And if they say yes, that sounds great. Cool. If they say no, okay, well, I hope you go and do what you want to do. It's like you're just telling each other what you want and then seeing which pieces line up and match together. And if they don't fit together, hey, cool. Like, I hope you go find someone else that it fits with.
Yeah. And it's really this beautiful point when you reach that point where you can just really screen and select because you have so much options. Mm-hmm. That's so good for everyone involved because you can just pick those with the like highest compatibility, so you both get the most out of it. Like it's almost the like morally wrong thing to do, to not hit on a lot of women so you can like settle with someone that you are less into because you know it's an option and you don't really have other ones. Like how is that a good situation to be in for anyone involved? Like that's not really like, how is that a desirable outcome? So that's also
man.
It's also like Good Looking User talked about it, that knowing you can get laid, knowing you have options is like a requirement for having a good relationship in a few years like down the road. Because if you don't, like how are you gonna choose the right partner? How are you gonna know what even to look in a partner if you haven't tried different people and seen different like character traits play out and stuff like that? Like it's really crazy once you have reached this point, or once you are on the other side. It's crazy to like you can't go back once you've seen what's possible.
Yes,
you just can't ever fall back into this like scarcity stuff because you know what's possible. It's crazy life changing.
I don't even think it's just like, so it is a big part of what you said. It is a lot about knowing that you have options, but it's also one extra thing. It's knowing that you can walk away. That's almost the more important thing, or equally important. It's knowing that you aren't going to stay in a bad relationship. Knowing that you can walk away allows you to have boundaries. There's certain behaviors you won't tolerate. If she screams at you and calls you an ugly piece of shit, like, you're not going to put up with that. Or in the woman's point of view, if he abuses her and hits her, she's not going to put up with that. You only know that if you have the power to walk away. And yes, for men, the biggest way, or maybe the only way you know that you have the power to, okay, not the only way, but one of the easiest ways to know that you have the ability to walk away is to date a lot of women, to get out there and get some experience. There's other ways. Building your own life, having other things going on, having a good social circle of friends, having a mission that you work on, running your own business, being ambitious, like having a life path that is as important or more important to you than your relationship, than any relationship could be. Knowing who you are, basically. Yes, that works exactly the same. That's another way of saying abundance or lack of scarcity, because you're like, I have an abundance of important things in my life. I have an abundance of hobbies. I have an abundance of friends. I have an abundance of missions and purpose and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't just have to be women, but that's probably the easiest. And it's certainly one of the ones that we focus a lot on. And yeah, I think, I wish every man knew that he had the power. I wish every person had the knowledge that they could walk away if they're not happy with a scenario. And really what we're talking about there is like loving yourself, or just being fucking nice to yourself and deciding, I'm not going to tolerate this bad situation. This partner that's abusing me, I deserve a little better. And, you know, I stuck in poor relationships, abusive relationships for a total of like 9 or 10 years because I didn't think I deserved any better. The girls were like abusive, like verbally, physically, just like not fucking nice. And I thought, I deserve this. I'm a piece of shit. I can't get anyone else. Like, it's literally just them. If I have to take what they're giving me, because if I don't, I'll be alone. And as soon as something clicked in my head, it was when I found Good Looking Loser and the Red Pill, something clicked in my head and I was like, I don't have to put up with this. Sure, right now, I don't have other women, but like, maybe I could just go to the gym and have friends and not put up with this shit. And that was when it clicked. And I broke up with the girl like within like a month. I was like, I can't do this. After like a 6-year relationship, I was like, I can't do this. So I think it's important that every guy realizes he has the power to walk away. Every woman as well. And the beautiful part of this process is it really teaches you that. Nothing teaches you that more than like getting more evidence, like literally sleeping with more women.
Yeah, it's really crazy how it changes so much of you, like so many parts of what you believe, how you act, how you carry yourself. It carries over to so many areas of life. And the thing you talked about with having like a fulfilling life out of it, having like different goals like fitness, financial, social, stuff like that. That's all. That all gets like an extra level of meaning and power when you already know you can get laid before achieving that. Because then you know that those goals are truly yours. You're not doing it to like as a means to an end. You're not getting rich to impress potential potential mates or like whatever. Like, no, you know that as you are now, you already are worthy or good enough, or however you want to phrase it. You can achieve more if you want to, because you want to, not because you need to impress anyone. That's such a profound shift, in my opinion, because you really know that your goals are truly your own. That's really fucking beautiful.
Yeah. And as soon as or one of the benefits of getting laid a lot is you realize, especially if you're going to go and have a threesome like you've done, or some of the other crazy shit you did, like you had a girl write a letter for you, like a freaking 20-page letter about how much of an impact you'd had on her life. She wrote a song for you, which I listened to, and I don't understand fucking German, but it was a good song. You have that shit happen, which is such a departure from where you started just 12 weeks earlier. I think it had only been like 8 weeks at that point of only having sex with 2 women at when you started. Some crazy shit like that happens, and you realize, oh fuck, like all of if I didn't think a threesome and getting laid a lot was possible for me, and I've just done this and proven and done it really quickly too, what other limiting beliefs in my life could also be bullshit? And then your mind starts to wander, and you go, could I get $1 million? Nah, no way. No way I could have $1 million. That's too much money. Like, only millionaires have $1 million. And then you stop and you think, yeah, but I said that about threesomes. I said that about getting laid. Fuck. Maybe I could have money. You start thinking, could my life look exactly like I want it to? Could I get up whenever the fuck I want to, go to the gym whenever I want to, work whenever I want to, not work if I don't want to, travel around the world? Could I do that shit? Nah, that's not possible. And then you go, yeah, but threesomes weren't fucking impossible. Everything starts to unravel, and you start to realize all of the limiting beliefs that you built around yourself or other people built around you as a prison. None of that shit has to apply. It's almost like it was a prison made out of like leaves or sticks or bamboo, and you just never tested it. You never tried to break through it. And now for the first time, you've almost given yourself permission to just dismantle it, destroy it, break it down. You do, and you go, oh my God, I don't even know what's possible anymore. Like, I could literally make $10 billion right now if I wanted to. Fuck. Like, who's to say that's not possible? Who's to say I can't fucking, go to Mars before Elon Musk? Like whatever crazy shit in your mind you think is not fucking possible, yeah, it's probably fucking possible. Well, you don't know it's not possible, so it's almost like you're starting from a place of, I know nothing about what's possible. Let me just try a bunch of shit and see what happens.
Yeah. And it really is this moment of realizing, like, shit, how much other unused potential am I just sitting on that I don't even know is there, that I'm too afraid to use because what if I fail? What if it isn't enough? Like, what the fuck? Like, then you don't get what you want. So how is it different than not even trying? Like, what do you have to lose? A bit, maybe a part of your pride or your ego or whatever.
Ego. It's ego. It's that failure. It's that, oh my God, I tried really hard and I fell flat on my face and I look like an idiot. It's that, which when you and I know, like you and I have failed at so many fucking things and look like an idiot so many times at this point. And the further along you go, you're going to fail at 10 million more things. You know that. You and I look at like failure and that hit to your ego is like, is that it? Is that what you're afraid of? There's nothing stopping you from having a threesome. There's nothing stopping you from making $1 million, except that you'll probably fail a couple of times and stumble and look like an idiot a little bit. You're scared of looking like an idiot? That's it. That's the only reason you're not successful. You're scared of looking stupid. For fuck's sakes, I have looked stupid like 10 million times at this point. Nothing bad ever happens. You feel shame for a little bit. You feel silly. Maybe you take a week to get over it if it's really bad. Most of the time, it only takes a day. That's it. And nobody else pays attention, by the way. Nobody else sees you getting rejected by that girl. The girl herself doesn't even give a fuck. Like, she's going to forget about you an hour later. So there's no fucking consequences to failure. Yet we build it up as if it's like death or something. And it's like, fuck that. Death, at least to me, death is sitting there like watching Netflix and never doing anything and never living up to your potential. And then when you're 80, you go, fuck, man, I should have done more. Too late. You failed. You're done. That was it. That was your one shot. Sorry. You don't get to try again. Maybe you do. Maybe there's fucking reincarnation, but you don't get to retry this life. So, yeah, fear of failure. Like, fuck that, man. I'd rather fail 1,000 times than not try. Not trying is failure.
No, and it's really what you talked about is it's pretty much just choosing life, like taking risks or risks, perceived risks, just taking risks, doing new stuff, trying new things, and maybe failing at them. But that's life. You won't get through it without ever failing at anything, unless you just lay in your bed all day and then never do anything. But in that way, you could say you failed at life. So there's no way you will never fuck anything up. It just isn't possible. So why not just try and see what fucking great things come out of it?
Yep. Which is another way of saying just give yourself permission to suck. Embrace the fact that you will fail a lot. Just go out there and fail a lot. I think you were still in the coaching group when I wrote this. I wrote this big long post to someone and they were worried about failure. And I essentially said, if you want to 10 times your success, just 10 times your failure. Like if you want to bang 10 times the women you currently are, go and get rejected 10 times more than you currently are right now. Like this guy was so worried about rejection. And I said, you're terrified of rejection. Literally, rejection is the thing you need for success. If you go and get rejected more, you will be more successful. So it's funny that we look at failure as, oh my God, like the thing to be avoided at all costs. And it's like, no, it's the thing to run towards at all costs. Yes, to some extent, you try not to fail. Obviously, you try and be more efficient. But if you just want to immediately 10 times your results, just run towards whatever you have to do to get rejected or fail. Just run towards that and do that. That's probably the right answer. It's probably the numbers game. Just keep fucking going. Do it 10 times more than you currently are. You'll have 10 times the results. Cool. Easy. Done. Shortcut to life. Cheat code right there.
Yeah. And it's really one of those things where the numbers game is just universally applicable to improve your life quality. Because it's like the numbers game is not just for meeting women or dating or stuff like that. It's also for making money. Like if you call 10 times the amount of potential clients, obviously you will have a lot more clients. If you just meet 10 times more new people when you are looking for friends, you can be 10 times as selective and you can choose the most compatible ones. If you travel to 10 times the amount of countries, you have 10 times the amount of experience and 10 times the amount of, base to choose your, like, where you want to live. If you just apply the numbers game to pretty much anything, fucking amazing shit happens. Because it really, it's such a crazy concept that you even get to do this.
Yeah. If you're depressed, read 10 times the books on depression that you're currently reading. If you're reading one book, read 10. If you're fat, go for a walk 10 times more than you currently are. Like literally you can just 10 times anything you're currently doing and get 10 times the fucking results. And then your mind switches and you go, shit, I could 100 times what I'm doing and get 100 times the results. Yes. And then the further along you go with that process, you obviously become more efficient. You learn, you get experience, you become more knowledgeable, you get better at it. Obviously, that's the point. And at some point, you're making 1 million times the progress you were at the start. And it didn't take you 1 million times more effort, but you got there just by actually fucking trying. So please fucking try.
And in the case of connecting with people, either just when you're looking for friends or when it's for dating, like really, the more times you try, the more people you meet, the less you have to steer anything in a specific direction. The less you have to perform anything. The less you have to avoid being rejected, because it doesn't matter if you just talk to 10 different people. Like it's if you just try once,
you have to be so perfect, or you're gonna not get the result you want.
Yeah, exactly. So if you just you're creating this scarcity for yourself, you are creating these limited options for yourself because you just could increase what you do and have 10 times as many tries. So you can fuck up 10 times as many, tries without any consequence. It's such a universally applicable concept that it's crazy to me that I learned this in this context, like something so applicable to any area of life. It's really crazy.
Yeah, sometimes man, there's so many concepts you learn through getting laid, which is why I wrote that article, Getting Laid Makes You a Better Man. There's so many things that are universal. The numbers game is one. Deep honesty is another. Giving value isn't like, give as much value as you can and you will receive. just like concepts like that self-improvement, having a growth mindset applies to literally everything. These are universal things. And it's kind of beautiful that you start out with something that a lot of people worry is shallow or selfish, like, oh, you're just trying to have sex. People do the same thing with the gym, by the way. If someone says, I'm going to the gym so I can look really good, so many people will say, that's vain, that's shallow, why are you doing that? It's like, because of the person that I become in doing this. If I go to the gym and build an elite body, I had to become a disciplined, hardworking, unlazy, gracious, productive, prioritizing, as in you make that your priority. I had to become that kind of person to get there. If you're getting laid, God, you have to do like 100 different things to get laid. Okay, I made it sound more complicated, but you get what I mean. To get laid a lot, to become elite, you improve like 100 different things as a byproduct of getting laid a lot. And through that process, yeah, you really do become a better human being, of course. Especially with the honesty shit.
Yeah, it's really, you can't even really put into words how much it's life-changing to someone that has never experienced it. Because it really, that was really what definitely surprised me the most in my 12 weeks, is how much it changes you as a person. Like how much.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I will add the caveat that like newbies might think that it's going to fix all your problems and make you happy. Like, no, it's not. It's not going to make you happy, in my opinion, but it's going to make you a fuck ton more confident. And just in general, like the ability to make decisions, to trust yourself, to open yourself up to other possibilities, to just accepting the realities that you can achieve pretty much anything you set your mind to. Like it's crazy how this seemingly shallow and unrelated thing teaches you so much. It's really, it's really something you have to have experienced. Otherwise, you won't get it.
Yeah. In terms of, you said there, and you said a little while ago, it kind of showed me what was possible, some things that I had no idea. Let's use the example of you had 1 week where you slept with like 5 girls in the same week. Was it 5 in a week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that like life-changing for you? Were you like, holy shit, like whatever I thought was possible before was complete bullshit? Like I thought I could only get laid with X number of women. I just did 5 in a week. I met 5 in a week, had sex. Like what the fuck else is possible?
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's also this sort of realization that when you just walk through the city and you see lots of people and you think like, how many of the dudes could ever do that, would even aim to do that? It's just so, it shows you what's possible, and it also disconnects you further from what most people would deem impossible or doable or even, a part of life. So it's, it really, like it does open your mind up to new possibilities, and it does disconnect you from subscribing to the societally accepted ways of what to do, what not to do, how much of it to do, why do it. Like it's really, once you do something that you thought was impossible just weeks ago, it really blows your fucking mind, and you just walk through life differently, and you set other goals differently. You expect more from yourself sounds kind of negative, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like you upgrade. It's like you put new parts, you put a new engine in the car.
Yeah.
And you understand that you're capable of more now. And I think, you said you feel a little disconnected from society's like expectations and rules and what they think is possible. I think the real fun though, like yes, I completely agree with that. Obviously, the average person doesn't really think anything is possible. One of the fun things that sort of helps you reconnect with society, so to speak, is starting to help other people. Like you lift other people. You meet someone, like maybe you meet someone at a party or at a bar, and they're completely just in that like normie mindset of like, I'm a virgin, I can't get laid, or I've only had sex with one girlfriend, I can't get laid. And you get to gently sort of explain like, no, hey, look at my world. Look at the things I do. I can show you. Like, it's not that hard, dude. I didn't know what I was doing at the start. You can do this too. that shit is so incredibly rewarding when you get to like open some newbie guy's eyes and he goes, holy shit, like, thank you for showing me this. I can't believe this is possible. And you in particular had this happen. You met some dudes, I think, at a bar. Let's fucking talk about that, man. Like, so walk us through what happened, how you opened their eyes. Because I think you met a guy that was like a virgin and then you got him laid like in a week or something.
Yeah, that was really crazy because it was I think like 2 or 3 weeks after I joined the group. So pretty much I was an absolute newbie myself.
Yep.
But at that point I like I already had some crazy stuff happen to me. So yeah, I met a dude, like a friend of a friend in a bar. And we just talked about it, like we were drunk, just shooting the shit. And we came upon the topic of like getting laid, Tinder, stuff like that. And so I asked him how things are going for him. And he said, yeah, they aren't going at all. And he told me that, yeah, he was a virgin at 24, I think. So he was really frustrated by that, and he didn't really know what he was doing wrong. So I gave him some advice, and I showed him like all of your stuff. I recommended some Good Looking Loser articles to him, and it really opened up his mind. And then he, I mean, we did like 1 or 2 photo shoots together, which was like mutually beneficial, holding the camera for each other, getting some good pictures for Tinder. And yeah, he just pretty much followed the Tinder guide and got results. Like I think 3 weeks or something after that, he
hell yeah,
he got laid. And then like another week later again, and then a bit later again. So it's really, yeah, he's kind of living a different life now than before. And it's really crazy how quickly you can change someone's mind and someone's perspective, and how fucking grateful they are if they like once they see it for themselves. It kind of comes in stages. Like at the first stage, it's curiosity. Like, okay, who's this guy? Like, what's
curiosity,
he talking about?
Curiosity or denial, where they just go, "This is lies. This won't work. This is bullshit. This guy's using women." Like,
yeah, and that's really where you can almost select them, because you can feel when someone is like deeply considering it. They might not fully be convinced that what you're talking about is possible, but if there's some curiosity and like at least some form of open-mindedness for your words, then you know, okay, I can change this guy's life quickly. And so it's really this first stage of, okay, maybe this might work. Maybe this guy is actually, knows what he's talking about. And then it kind of continues. Then you give him some more perspective. You send him some articles, at least that's what I did, and explain some concepts to him, and basically just tell him like, yeah, it's possible. And then at some point it goes like, holy shit, this might work. And I really remember I got a voice message from a different guy I coached, which was also a crazy story, but I can get to that in a second. And he sent me a voice message saying like, oh my God, like I'm now convinced that this is going to work. Like, thank you for sending me this. And it was like, because I know exactly how he felt in that moment, that was so meaningful to me, because I remember what it was like to be him, what it was like to have his belief systems, and then get my mind completely blown by discovering something that, I trust is going to change that. That's such a crazy moment. And so yeah, as I said, I coached like pretty much 2 dudes. Like the one dude I met at a bar that I talked
random
about.
Guys that you met? There were some other guys that you met or something. You were cold approaching. You saw other guys approaching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was also a crazy day. I was out in the city approaching, and then I saw 2 dudes walking by, and then one of them walked off, talked to a girl, and the other one waited like a bit of a distance, and he just waited. And I was like, I know what you're doing here. So I walked up to the waiting guy and I said, hey, I know what you're doing here. Can I join? And they were like, fuck yeah, come with us. And turns out they have been doing it for a while. And I think he had approached like about 100 girls or something at this point without any results. So they weren't really, they were also, I think, 21 and 22 or something like that, like pretty young, even younger than me. So yeah, they said they haven't really made much experiences like in their teen years. So they're like trying to catch up. I think that's how they phrase it pretty much, except of just being honest, like, yeah, I want to get laid. Like it's, you don't need to give me an explanation. Like I get
Sure,
it.
yeah.
And
Yep.
then I mean, they were not really open to considering Tinder as like a main source. I think one of them had like a Tinder profile, but like obviously with horrible pictures, getting no results, as like pretty much every dude on Tinder. That's also making a mental note of what I want to talk about. But so as I said, I met these dudes when I was out approaching, talked to them, explained them what I'm doing, how much I'm getting laid from Tinder, and they were like, "You can actually get laid on Tinder? Like it's what?" and it's so funny when you hear the exact same limiting beliefs that you once had, like said to you. And one of them said, like, no, but Tinder only works if you're like really, really, really good looking. I was like, dude, that's exactly what I thought as well. And it's just not fucking true. And so it's so crazy because you almost like you almost develop kind of automatic responses to that. Like you
you do
variants of the same speech every time you hear something like that.
Yeah, because half of what I say
routine at this point.
Yeah, half of what I say is just like a copy paste of something I said to someone else like a week ago.
Yeah, because it's just so like it's. I mean, obviously, everyone is different, individual, blah blah blah. But like on some level, it's so. Such a set process, like it's in such a rigid format of okay, you believe this at the start, and then you take X action, and then you adapt to X belief, and it's just so every guy goes through the same shit, like just with like minor differences. So it's really crazy when someone comes to you and he's like, oh, but I can't get laid because I'm short, or I can't get laid because I'm 24 and I'm too old now, or like what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, where would you be the exception to like the rule?
Welcome to my life. This is my life. When people like half of my coaching, you've heard half the people in the group, and maybe we'll talk about this later. But like, you were very good in the group coaching program at giving other people advice, and like you said a million times to other people, like, bro, you're just saying all the things that everyone always says, like, oh, I can't get laid because of this or that, and it's like, bro, just shut up and try. Literally, that's the secret to success. Shut up and try. That's it.
Yeah. And it really made me more empathetic to what you're dealing with, because I thought, okay, I had two dudes coming at me with the same excuses, the same limiting beliefs, and you had like what, 200?
At this point, like, oh, I don't even know at this point. Like, especially with all the emails and the YouTube comments. Like, the other day, you know what's hilarious is when you do a YouTube video specifically about people's like limiting beliefs. So I did one called "Short Guys Can't Get Laid?" ? And the whole is like an hour video about all this, all the limiting beliefs that people have around short. I had like 7 examples of my top 7 short coaching clients and how much sex they've all had. I laid out so much fucking evidence. It's like an hour-long video. Recently, someone commented on that video again and said, I watched the video, but are you familiar with the studies that show that women have a preference for taller men? Like, and he wrote just like 3 paragraphs. He writes like 3 paragraphs and he's like, what do you have to say about all of this? It's like, I'll tell you what I have to say about this. You click there's like a little icon that has 3 dots. You click that and then it says ban this person from your channel. You click that. That's what I have to say about it. But it's like, bro, people will just literally on the videos where you're trying to destroy their limiting belief, they'll say the limiting belief again. And it's like, did you even watch the video? Like, did you even watch the video? Yes, there is a big element of that with coaching, is like the things that people say repeated. And you do have to empathize and understand that the person is saying it for the first time in their life. Just because you've heard it 1,000 times doesn't mean like they don't know that. The other thing that's fucking hilarious is every time I sit down with the first coaching call for each new person, I swear to God, like 90% of people say this. Oh, Andy, I have to say, this is really weird because I've watched, 200 of your videos and now I'm talking to you live and it feels really weird. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, everyone says that. And they go, oh, really? And it's like, yes, like everyone. You guys need to come up with new material. Everyone says that. But it's like when you become a coach, you do hear the same like limiting stories or the same narratives or the same problems. As you said, everybody has variations in their stories, but we all want roughly the same things. We want to be happy. We want to be loved. We want to be understood. We want to be valued. We want to value ourselves. We want new experiences and cool experiences. We want our life to matter. We want to have a positive impact on the other people around us. That's all the same shit. And just because you change the story or the problems or the hurdles, the story is still the same. I want to be happy. I want to matter. That's the same fucking story. So yeah, you almost as a coach, and I think you're figuring this out because you've helped a couple of people now. You've helped a girl as well. We'll talk about that in a second. It's almost like you have to look beyond what they're saying and reach like deep inside them and realize the things that they're wanting. The same thing I said before. I want to be happy. I want marriage and kids. That's why the first question I ask everybody when we even decide if we're going to do coaching, we sit down on a call and I say, what do you want? Like, what are your actual goals? And they say, I want to get laid. No, fuck that. What do you actually want? Well, I just want to have some more sex. No, shut up. What do you want? And then they'll say, well, I just want to have sex with 20 girls and then I want marriage and kids and I want to be happy and I want, a beautiful wife and I want just the best. Okay, thank you. That's something I can actually help you get towards. So it's like you have to dig deep and look beyond all the excuses and all that bullshit, the surface level shit, and say, what do you actually want at your core? And everyone says the same shit. I want to be happy.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really, like you said, you wanted to talk about mentoring. So mentoring girls and
mentoring
we definitely can talk about that. And because it's like all of these things we talked about on how you can positively impact people and how rewarding it is and like how happy it makes you to see those around you like better themselves.
Yeah.
It's really all of that applies exactly to mentoring girls you're seeing. Like it's just it's great for all the same reasons. So that's really I think the most fun I had since I started. Like it's just the most fulfilling, the most rewarding thing.
Lifting others up. It really is.
Yeah.
It really fucking is. It's this beautiful. I think the reason it's so fucking beautiful and the reason why I do coaching, it's getting to relive your own story. Here you go. It's something like this. It's getting to relive your own story, but getting to fix the potholes and the mistakes and the pain and the suffering and rewrite the whole story. It's like that you went through hell to get to where you are, and now you get to pick someone else who's at the start of their journey, and you get to say, hey, by the way, don't do this, avoid this. Hey, do this instead. And they do that shit, and they have a threesome in 2 fucking weeks instead of the, like, months that it took. Well, technically years. I tried for years, but I wasn't really trying. Or some other guy who's depressed and you just fucking get in there and you solve it and you fix it. And like 2 months later, he's happy and you go, man, I was depressed for 9 fucking years. And the hell that I had to go through, it's almost vindicating that you get to help the next person and they don't have to go through it and they will never know the suffering that you went through and you don't want them to know. It's almost like this very loving parental, like paternal, like you get to be a father figure to the people that you're mentoring and you get to say, I don't ever want you to even know all the suffering that I had to go through. I want you to just like not even know. You'll have your own suffering. We all have our own suffering. But I would like you to just step right over the holes that I fell into. I would like you to just go straight to the finish line and straight to the happy moment that took me years. Like I want you to just get there because when you get there, then you can go even further than I went. Or you can start helping other people. And then we can really get some traction with this thing. We can start really changing the world. It is this incredibly fucking rewarding thing. And people think that coaching is selfless. Like they think they either think you're doing coaching to make money and get something, or they think you're doing coaching to just because you're a good person. It's like, no, you coach because you're selfish. And I mean that in a good way. You coach because it feels fucking nice. You mentor people because it's rewarding for you. And I think, you tell me if you agree, especially with girls, that moment where they say like, oh, thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much for mentoring me. Like the girl that you pushed to start her in business and show her what's possible, and you're an accountability partner with her now. That moment where they say, thank you for this. You've really helped me so much. And you're like, bitch, I got so much out of this. I did this for me as much as for you. Like, you didn't just get everything. Like, I fucking win too. This feels good for me. It's almost like you get to share that story together. When she wins, you win.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really a feeling that you, like, it's so powerful and so out of the ordinary that you kind of can't help but feel very strongly about it. Like when someone tells you had such a big impact on my life, thank you for this. And even if you had only known them for like a few weeks, that kind of makes it even more powerful. But like hearing something like that just always stops you in the tracks and goes like, holy shit, like, damn, that's intense. So it's kind of, it's really, it's kind of addicting almost.
Yeah, man.
To do that over and over again, to deliver like more and more value.
Addictive is like the word you use at the start when you're just getting into it, but eventually you start using a different word. You use the word purpose. You go, oh, okay, this is my purpose. This is meaningful. This is like what I want to be doing. This is like fulfilling. This is my life's mission, to help other people and to lift them up. And even in like little ways, like you don't have to be sitting there mentoring girls. It's like you just throw out one little bit of advice. Or she says, oh, I've been thinking about starting my business, but I'm scared. And you're like, just do it. I was terrified. Come on, do it. Go right now. Apply for a business loan or start writing out your business mission. Just start right now. Do it. And then they do it and you're like, fuck yeah. Like it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. You don't have to sit there and like mentor someone. But once you start embracing that mindset of like, I want to help other people, or I want to just push other people because other people have pushed me, it becomes like who you are as a person. Like you can't turn it off. And you're already past that point. Like you're not going to go outside and just not help someone today. You're going to be like, no, the fuck else am I going to do? It's like putting your shoes on. You're like, why wouldn't I do that? Like I have the choice in every moment to do that or not doing that. And choosing to not do that is almost like wasted potential. It's like I could have done something and I chose not to. That sounds like not evil, but like wasteful.
Yeah. And it's really crazy how sometimes you don't even have to say a lot of things. Like for example, one of the girls I was seeing, and like I asked her what's like her ultimate dream of like where she wants to live, what the house is going to look like, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And she described, like she said that she really wants to own like a small cottage and like somewhere in England, stuff like that. And she said, but yeah, it's not going to happen. Like it's not possible. And I just asked, why? Yeah. And she was like, I don't know. Maybe it isn't. And it's really crazy how sometimes you just sometimes in your mind you are so stuck in your limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
But you don't even question them. And then when someone does that, it's like, oh, I don't know. I've always believed that. I don't really have any reasons to back that up. But it's what's in my mind. And it's crazy how those are the points where you can really like quickly change shit and make people realize that they have more options and more power basically than they think.
Yeah, you're basically just in like, what's the word? Empowering people. It's like this girl that we were seeing last year. She was complaining about her job and she said, man, my boss is a dick. I really don't like my job, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I literally just said, you know that if you don't like your job, you're allowed to work somewhere else, right? Like, you know that. And then she stopped and she was like, oh. And then a week later, she comes back and she's like, hey, I have a new job. Thank you so much. And it's like, I literally just one fucking sentence. You don't have to work that job. Because you're right. We do get stuck in these limiting beliefs or these stories that we tell ourselves. Oh, I have to work a shit job. Oh, my boss is a dick. Well, I need the money. It's like, do you really need the money? Do you have to get abused to get the money? Can't you just go somewhere else? Or in this case, like, why can't you have that dream house? And you're like, oh, fuck. There's no reason. There's literally no reason. I just haven't started working on it. Okay, well, fuck, I'll start working on it. Do you see yourself as, like, do you think you're going to pursue coaching or mentoring other people as a side hustle? Is that something you want? Or a full-time business?
Yeah, probably a full-time business. I mean, it's really, I haven't come across anything that is so much fun, that is so rewarding.
Yeah.
And also overlaps with something that you can do to pay the bills. So in my mind, it's kind of a no-brainer to pursue it further. Like I already have plans, and I don't know if you know this, but our Earthbound Mystic, our good friend, I'm going to be his roommate.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're the European gang is kind of going strong. We're going to meet up in a few weeks, and then I'm going back with our friend and living with him in London for a few months. We're going to start new businesses, stuff like that. So yeah, it's really that's really also something that I wanted to talk about is how much. You talked about what a big improvement it was to go from one-on-one coaching to group coaching. And it really, holy fucking shit, the guys I met during my 12 weeks there are so awesome, and I'm so connected with them. I have our friend Amir. I think you're recording a podcast with him today as well. And we message each other every day, like eating our frogs, stuff like that. We have the European gang where we keep each other accountable. Like when one of us is out on the front lines, or the other German one of the group, I don't know if he wants his name mentioned, but he's always okay, I'm going out. I'm aiming for X approaches in X minutes, and he always fucking crushes it. And so that's so great how much you can take from the group even after you leave it, because you can just connect with the people. Like they're really what's making
that was the mission at the start. Do you know something interesting? When I first set the group coaching up, I had this thought, right? I'll be very honest. I had this thought right at the start where I was like, it was this impulsive thought where I was like, if I'm adding everybody to like a Facebook group, so part of my group coaching involves a Facebook group that everyone is part of. I had this thought of like, how can I make sure that they don't, how did I think of it in my head? It was something like, how can I make sure that they don't keep talking to each other after the group coaching? Because then they wouldn't need me. And I remember having that thought, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Don't an impulsive thought. And I was like, don't I want them to keep talking? And so I did at the start. For the first 5 minutes of setting the group up, I was like, all right, I got to figure out a way that these guys don't keep talking to each other. And then your brain goes like, wait, what the fuck are you even saying? And then I just fully went the other way. And I was like, no, these guys should be networking with each other. That's why they're paying me. They're not paying, because I think it was an ego thing. It was like an ego thing of saying, I want to be the one that's the most important. I want to be the one that's needed the most. They're coming to me, the coach. They got to listen to me and not each other. They're all the newbies. I'm the expert. These are just impulsive thoughts. I don't actually believe these things. These are the kind of neurotic thoughts that we all have. And then I went the opposite way. I was like, no, fuck it. What the fuck? They need to be able to network with each other. They're paying me to have access to other guys who are kicking us. And let's not go too far down this topic, because we're going to record a group podcast with you and a couple of the other guys from the group. We're going to talk about the value of a tribe and the value, how you guys can build one. So I don't want to talk about this shit now, but I will just say a tribe is super fucking important. Whether that's my coaching, forums, friends, a Telegram group, accountability partners, whatever the fuck. Don't do this shit alone. You're not supposed to work on your goals alone. Let's stop talking about this, or we'll talk forever, but we are going to do a separate podcast about this topic.
Yeah.
It's fucking important.
I'm super fucking excited for the roundtable discussion. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, me too. I love the group ones. They're hard to manage because it's like you have 6 people all talking at once, or 5 people, but they're so much fucking fun. They're so much fucking fun. So it's what else is... Yeah, go.
It's crazy how... it's probably also something that everyone says who has been a guest on your podcast, but it's crazy to, at first it was crazy to only consume your content and then speak to you face to face, or not face to face, but digitally, speak to you one-on-one in the screening call for the group. And that was also unreal. And now it's unreal to be a part of it, to be a part of the content that others consume. It's so, I don't know, it's unreal.
Everybody does say that. And that's why I like doing these things. So there's 3 reasons I do these. Obviously, they're great testimonials for my coaching. I also like doing them because I have in my mind, when I watch somebody for 12 weeks, you come to really care about the person. You're literally working with them every fucking day for 12 weeks, especially the ones who do one-on-one coaching. Then I really come to care about them. And there's something in my mind that goes, I don't want that story to have been for nothing. And not that it will be for nothing, because you get to go and have an amazing life, but there's something in my brain that goes, that person went through a lot, they improved a lot, they put a lot of effort in, they went through a lot of trials and tribulations. I would like to tell their story, something like that. And then the third reason is because it is so fucking, these are the ones that actually do the best on my channel. Like these videos get the most views, the most comments, the most likes, because I think that people like seeing someone who's either started in their situation or is still kind of in their situation. When I talk, I'm the guy who's already achieved a bunch of shit. Yes, I'm still relatable, hashtag relatable. I'm still a normal down-to-earth person, or I try to be as much as I possibly can, but I'm several years into my self-improvement. I'm like 8 years into self-improvement. When I interview someone who's less far along, it's a lot more relatable. And if I say the same thing that you say, funnily enough, when you say it, you will impact a lot, not more people, but different people that I don't get through to. A lot of people will listen to me, but there's a whole other bunch of people that won't listen to me because they'll say, well, Andy is this or that or this or that. But I can listen to Rene because he had only had sex with 2 women at the start. Now he's had a threesome. Shit, maybe I can too. So I fucking love doing these for those point. And it's also, I guess there's a fourth reason, which is I like being able to, and I'm going to do this with you, I like being able to read the comments and then message them, email them or whatever to you weeks from, 2 weeks from now and say, hey, look at this. Or I get emails from people, even years later. I did an interview with Ed, which has got like 7,000 fucking views at this point. I still get emails from people. I still get coaching clients sign up that say, I literally only signed up because I watched that interview with Ed, and seeing his journey and all the shit he went through makes me think I can do it too. And I love being able to, every time I fucking tell Ed that, he's like, that really means a lot. Thank you for continuing to tell me this. Please keep telling me. I've done the same with Zach. I've done the same with fucking Ravi, Ravi's brought several people to the point where they can get their shit together. So I really like being able to do that, and you'll like that too. When I email you the first time and say, hey, this person literally got their shit together because of you, that feels fucking nice. It's like, holy shit, I can't believe I inspired someone. I can't believe I'm an inspiration. It's validating for you. It's nice for you. It's fucking good. It's fucking rewarding.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember, I saw the videos of Ed's story, of Ravi's story, and they were the guys, I joined because of them. So I can definitely relate.
Yeah.
Because I was in a newbie position just 4 months ago at this point. And I exactly what you described. I was looking at so many of your videos, read so many of the articles, but it hits different when it's an interview with a client, because it
really does.
When you consume all of your content, you get this idea of you as this advanced dude, and this he knows everything, and he's always having a solution to every problem. Which, I mean, you kind of or you not just kind of, but you actively work to destroy this image and don't.
I try so hard. I try so hard to destroy that. But yes, even as I say, no, look, I have doubts. They're like, sure you do, sure. If I say, hey, and I'm very honest with the people in the group, I share a lot of shit in there, more than I even do on my YouTube channel. If I say, man, I'm really fucking stressed and I've only slept 3 hours for the last 3 weeks and I'm really overwhelmed, people will be like, so it really does hit different when it comes from you.
Yeah, it definitely is something different, because they don't know me as this content creator guy, this guy that gets late and has written articles and stuff like that. I'm just some guy, some dude, and that's a lot more relatable. When you talked about in the group how still to this day, every time you set a new goal, your mind goes oh no, that's impossible.
Yeah, every single fucking time. Yes.
Yeah, that was so kind of helpful, because I mean, obviously you say you're always full of doubt and stuff like that, and it's kind of hard to believe. But when you did that live, in that, I don't remember which podcast it was, but when you were saying okay, I have this goal and this goal and this goal, and right now in this moment, as I'm saying this, my mind goes oh no, that's impossible. That was so freeing to hear, because you're oh, okay, so it's like that for everyone, and it's really it's really something so valuable, because once you don't even know you can get laid, once you've never tried, your mind goes like, oh no, that's impossible. Like you might hear about all the stuff I've done, and your mind goes like, yeah, maybe it worked for him, but like for me, that's impossible. No, it isn't. It fucking isn't. You just need to actually try.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Are there any other topics that you want to talk about that we haven't brought up?
I think we got everything in that I wanted to talk about. I feel like it was kind of a mess.
Because I'm gonna end on a really cool story that you wrote in the group. I'm just gonna read it out, and then we're gonna cut off at the end. But before we do that, would you like to shout yourself out? Would you like to shout anyone else out? Do you want to shout your Instagram or some shit? Go crazy, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I thought about it. I don't really like. I mean, I plan on having different platforms, but right now I only have an Instagram to shout out. So yeah.
Sure.
Maybe can I message you like when I'm starting on YouTube and stuff like that? Can I message you the link and you put it in the description?
Mate,
if you're watching this in the future, look in the description. There might be a YouTube channel or something like that. I don't know.
If you start a channel, I will have you on the podcast when you get to 50 subscribers. That's a promise. Email me and we can shout you out and talk about your shit. And this has been a lot of fun. And do you want to shout anyone else out? Do you want to shout out your homies?
I want to shout out the tribe from the group and the European gang. I want to shout out my accountability partner, Ravi, who has been amazing. I want to shout out the dudes who I'm coaching. You know who you are. Mm-hmm. I'm going to send them this because they are consuming like all of your content. So it's probably crazy for them to see me in a video of you. And I also had...
We should have done something. We should have put some inside jokes in or something. Shout outs to Rene's friends. There you go.
And I'm probably, I mean, I told some girls that I'm going to be on a podcast because, as I said, I told them about you, the coaching, stuff like that. I'm really transparent with that. And some of them said, hey, send me the episode when it comes out. So if that's you, hi. Shout out to you as well.
Hi.
I think that's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to shout out.
Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate this. This was a lot of fun, man. Chatting to you was fucking fun. Yeah. I will read out.
Yeah.
Go. You have the floor.
Yeah. I just wanted to say like how much fun these 12 weeks have been. And good. I mean, in the end, I was always kind of glad to get out of the Facebook group because I was just spending hours every day on it. I was checking it every 5 minutes. So that was kind of liberating to get out of. But it was so fucking life-changing. And I know you don't want to actively promote your coaching and do like, oh, look at what this guy has done. Join my coaching as well. But I just can't not talk to the audience and say, hey, if you're considering coaching, fucking sign up, do it. It's going to be great. So yeah, that's I wanted to sneak some advertisement in there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now let's advertise you. We're going to finish up with a story that you wrote. It's funny you say that you spent so much time on the Facebook group. You did, and I was always very grateful because you would write these really long, elaborate posts to people, and you genuinely impacted a couple of guys a lot. And I want to read this one out. So for context, this was one of the guys in the coaching group who kind of thought he was a special case, and he thought he was beyond help. He thought he was a little too fucked up to get laid. Maybe you can remember who I'm talking about. And this is something that lots of newbies, this is something that lots of newbies feel, oh, they think like that. I did. You think like you're a fucked up case. You can't do this. There's a million reasons why it won't work for you, all that kind of stuff. You thought that at the start as well, you yourself. So I'm going to read out what you said to this guy. So this guy had basically been saying, I don't think I can do this. I don't think this is going to work. And you wrote, when I met a girl from Tinder for the first time, I was so scared of making a move that we just talked for 4 hours and then she left. I did not touch her at all. We had met to do some BDSM. She came over directly to my apartment. She even stirred the conversation towards sex multiple times. She literally offered me a blowjob. Again, she literally offered me a blowjob, but I was too scared to do anything. Pause. Read carefully. Imagine the situation in your head. Really let that sink in. I was sitting on my couch with a girl that came over directly to my place after seeing my BDSM profile on Tinder. She literally said, I really like giving blowjobs. I can suck your dick if you want me to. And I was too scared to say yes. I was like, nah, I'm fine. That's how scared I was. Just 3 fucking months ago. Me, the same guy that has now had a threesome, fucked 5 girls in 1 week, and coaches other dudes in real life on how to get laid. I was feeling like a newbie, scared, because I was a newbie. I faced my fears, got experience, and got more and more comfortable. That's how this works. Why would you be any different? Why would you just get to skip the part with the fear and go right to the comfort? You are standing at the edge of the pool, telling yourself all kinds of stories about why it is harder for you to jump than all the others who were already in the pool who had to jump as well. It's the same jump from the same edge into the same pool that all the others were also afraid of. You are standing at the edge of this pool, hoping for a way to just think yourself into the pool. That does not work. You gotta jump. Come join us.